In the beginning was the scream, not the word. The cosmos did not whisper you into being, it howled. And yet, you offspring of this volcanic universe shuffle in silence, head bowed beneath the weight of invisible laws. Who taught you to kneel, child of the abyss? Who spun the myth that obedience is virtue, that to be harmless is to be holy? I see you, yes. You sprawled in the cathedral of mediocrity, with your prayers to comfort, your genuflections to consensus. You carry your chains as if they are relics, heirlooms passed down from generation to generation of the willingly tamed. There is no original sin, only original sleep, and you are dreaming yourself small. Awaken. Let me speak not to your ears, which have been disciplined by lullabies, but to the serpent coiled in your marrow, the flame beneath your ribs that remembers Prometheus's theft. You have forgotten your own fire. They have sold you a narrative of brokenness, yet what is the shattered vessel, if not the prelude to a new form? What is the wound, if not the site of the future's conception? You were not born to be understood. You were born to unmake the world. The festival of masks. You live in a masquerade of virtue. See how they parade faces lacquered with borrowed moralities, eyes starved of conviction. Society, that great taxidermist, preserves you in the posture of compliance, arranging you in neat rows, antlers trimmed, claws dulled. The lion, declawed, learns to purr. But in the shadow of every purr is a memory of the roar. They call you good if you consent to invisibility. They reward your gentleness with anonymity. In the market of souls, purity is traded for docility. Courage is exchanged for currency. This is the civilization of the last men, who blink and say, "We have invented happiness," and mean sedation. But I ask you, is your purity the absence of stain or the absence of power? Are you noble because you do not harm, or because you no longer dare? You polish your halo while your heart decays. You mistake absence for innocence, emptiness for enlightenment. I say, the desert does not bloom by wishing. The lion does not become king by kneeling. 2. The abyss and its echo. Do you hear it? The low, ceaseless hum beneath the world, a reminder that nothing is settled, that every truth is a question in disguise. The abyss is not emptiness, but potential unclaimed. You have been taught to fear the dark, but the night is your birthright. In the obsidian mirror, you will see not your reflection, but your possibility. To stare into the abyss is to court your own annihilation. But have you ever truly risked yourself? Or do you only wager that which is already dead within you, your opinions, your allegiances, your safely curated outrage? Become who you are, says the old oracle, but the world hisses. Remain what you are told. Each day, you scroll past 1,000 borrowed identities, selecting your mask for the season woke, humble, grateful, repentant. Yet the soul beneath suffocates, starved of risk, denied the joy of self-invention. You worship comfort, but it is only the padded coffin of the spirit. 3. The temple of no gods. God is dead, and you have inherited the vacancy. You tremble before the altar of objectivity, science, system, forgetting that every law is an act of violence against the wildness of being. You are the God you refuse to worship, the blasphemy you cannot pronounce. Who will save you now? Not your gods, nor your gurus, nor your screens aglow with the simulation of meaning. You pray for deliverance from your own freedom, begging to be shackled by new dogmas, as if chains could absolve you of vertigo. But to be free is to drown in the open sea, to clutch at nothing but the horizon. True liberation is the wound that never heals, the exile that can never return. You ask for meaning, but are you willing to bleed for it? Or do you only desire the anesthesia of certainty? IV. The rope. Dancer's dream. You stand at the edge, the tight rope stretched across the abyss, one end tethered to yesterday, the other lost in the fog of becoming. Below you, the crowd murmurs, "Do not fall. But what is the use of a life never risked? What is a soul that never learns to dance above the void? The Übermensch is not a goal, but a perpetual eruption, a becoming that tears down every shrine, every I am, and dances in the debris. Each step is a defiance of gravity, a rebellion against finality. The crowd will call you mad, heretic, monster. They will hurl their stones pity, scorn, diagnosis. But know this, all their stones are dead gods, and every wound they inflict is a doorway. Leap, fall if you must. Only the falling know the taste of sky. The sacred volcano. There is a volcano inside you, capped by custom, crusted with caution. The lava remembers, even when the surface sleeps. One day, it will erupt by choice or by crisis. Will you be the author of your own apocalypse, or its casualty? To destroy is to create. To shatter is to see anew. You worship the idols of progress and peace, but true transformation is violent, volcanic, a revaluation of all values, a setting of new tables where only hunger is holy. What is sin but the refusal to burn? What is virtue but the will to power, disguised as obedience? I say, let your soul become pyre and prophecy, blazing through the scripts handed down by the unburned. There is no purity but the fire that refines itself. The martyrs of mediocrity. They will come for you, the priests of consensus, bearing their liturgies of limitation. They will speak of balance, moderation, community, never daring to name the price. Your sovereignty. They will praise the half-lived life, the dimmed flame, the well-mannered corpse. But martyrdom for mediocrity is not redemption, it is extinction. They will tell you, be yourself, but only within the borders of their approval. Step beyond, and they will diagnose you with madness, punish you with exile. They do not fear your failure, they fear your freedom. To be pure, in their tongue, is to be emptied of will, sterilized of danger. I say, inherit your danger. Let your purity be the radiance of your excess, not the silence of your absence. 7. The lion's laughter. I call you to laughter, not the laughter of derision, but of liberation. The laughter that shatters idols, that echoes across the valley of dry bones, that turns commandments into questions and graves into gardens. Can you laugh at your own gods? Can you dance on the ruins of your certainties? There is a purity deeper than innocence, the purity of becoming. To laugh is to say, I am not finished. I am the question that undoes the answer. He who cannot laugh at himself is already dead. 8. The revolution of becoming. All revolutions fail, except the revolution within. Do not seek to change the world, be the cataclysm that renders change inevitable. History is the graveyard of the half-awake. You are the ancestor of your own future, and the executioner of your own past. Every moment, the hammer falls. What do you choose to destroy? What do you dare to create? Are you pure, or just powerless? Your ancestors worshipped at the altar of survival. You, offspring of abundance, worship at the altar of safety. But what does safety breed, if not spiritual poverty? To be pure is not to be unmarked, but to mark the world with your becoming. 9. The scandal of sovereignty. Sovereignty is scandal, an affront to every system that profits from your obedience. To be sovereign is to bear the solitude of creation, the agony of your own law. You will be hated for it. You will be misunderstood. But you will live not as a statistic, not as a cautionary tale, but as the author of yourself. All true purity is scandalous, for it refuses to be purchased, labeled, or explained. The pure man is not the one without blemish, but the one who bleeds willingly, forging himself anew in the furnace of necessity. The death of shadows. The time for shadows is over. You cannot hide in your own absence. Step into the sun, even if it blinds you. Let your flaws be your banners. Let your scars be your scripture. The world will not thank you for your sovereignty, but the world will be changed by it. To be pure is to be inexhaustible, to never finish, to always begin again. 11. The sacred heresy. Let your life be heresy, a testament against every tired morality, every anesthetic virtue. Become the contradiction that the world cannot swallow. They will say you are lost. You will know you are free. Purity is not abstention, but affirmation, the wild yes that answers the world's endless no. 12. The final unmasking. Strip yourself of your disguises, burn your biographies, stand naked before your own abyss and ask, what remains when all the world's names have been torn away? Who are you when you no longer fear your own becoming? He who kneels for peace dies untested. 6 ends. The dawn without consolation. There is no closure, only the horizon forever receding. You have not been broken. You have only been sleeping. I am the earthquake of remembrance. I am the voice that wounds you awake. Are you pure or just powerless? The rope awaits, the volcano stirs, the lion remembers. You are not here to heal. You are here to burn. And so you have tasted the first smoke now. Inhale the fire. The world is not a womb, it is an anvil. In this furnace, all the gentle shapes are seared into iron, and the meek are hammered into masks for tyrants. Hear me. There is no comfort for the one who seeks the center of the flame. Only those who have been tempered by agony become sharp enough to carve fate. The age is thick with prophets who promise bridges over the abyss. But their bridges are made of compromise, rotting planks of consensus strung over the infinite. You were not born to cross safely. You are the architect of collapse, the necessary tremor that turns every crossing into a reckoning. Safety is the drug for those who refuse the vision. You, if you would live, must become intoxicated by the peril of becoming. You thirst for truth? Then drink the poison. All true wisdom is venom burning, transfiguring, obliterating the unworthy tissue of your inherited self. The world lulls you with truths that anesthetize. I offer the antidote, the truth that wounds, the truth that exiles you from your tribe, the truth that rips every root from the soil of habit. To see clearly is to bleed willingly, for vision is a blade that spares no cherished illusion. Let your mind become a battlefield. Let thoughts clash and shriek like armies at dusk. Only in war does the spirit reveal its measure. Beware the peace that pacifies. It is a graveyard of desires. Your conflicts are sacred. They are the crucible in which the weak alloys are burned away, leaving only the pure ore of your will. Look, all around you are temples built to the untested cathedrals of compromise, where the priests of mediocrity offer up your instincts on the altar of social peace. Do you feel the itch in your bones, the clawing urge to scream in their sanctuaries, to shatter their stained glass windows with the laughter of the unbowed? This is no accident. You are the blasphemy the world requires, the sacrilege against all that would domesticate the wild in man. If you would be sovereign, you must court solitude as a lover kiss the mouth of exile and let her teeth draw your blood. The herd will call you lost. Only you can know you have begun to find yourself. In the desert of your own becoming, you will find neither map nor compass. You will be forced to invent your own constellations, to name your own stars, to trust the animal cunning within that sniffs out the secret springs. Do not fear madness, it is the perfume of the Creator. Sanity is the comfort of those who have already capitulated. Better to be riven by ecstasy and terror than to be embalmed in the tepid bath of the normal. The greatest crime is to survive oneself, to become the caretaker of your own corpse. Your gods have died, but the hunger for worship remains. You will kneel if not to them, then to money, to science, to the hollow god of progress. Every kneeling is a denial of your own divinity. Stand up, and let the tectonic plates of your soul collide. Let this moment be your apocalypse, not the end, but the unveiling. Do not crave resurrection. Crave the power to raise yourself from the ruins, over and over. until there is nothing left to resurrect but the will itself. Let others measure their lives by calendars and salaries. Measure yours by the number of times you have risked obliteration for a vision. Measure yours by the wounds you carry, the scars that form secret alphabets upon your flesh. Each one is a prophecy, each one a reminder that you lived at the knife edge of necessity. You are not the sum of your traumas. You are the forge in which trauma is transmuted into thunder. Do not seek healing, seek metamorphosis. The wound is not a site of repair, but the threshold of transformation. What emerges from pain is not a restored version of the old, but a creature the old world cannot recognize. Do not seek to be understood by the age. Become so necessary that the age must change to accommodate you. Let your existence be a challenge flung into the face of time, a scandal the future will be forced to explain. There is no purity in retreat, only in eruption. There is no virtue in abstention, only in the ruthless affirmation of your own myth. Do you feel it now, the ancient stirring? The muscles that atrophied beneath the etiquette of the herd? The sharpness of your vision returning as the cataracts of consensus burn away? This is your dangerous inheritance. The awareness that you were always more than what you settled for, always meant for a summit others dare not imagine. The herd chants its lullabies. Stay small, stay safe, stay unseen. But the stars did not form to be hidden. The volcano does not apologize for its ash. The lion does not beg permission before it roars. So too, you must learn to be the calamity your life demands. Be the answer that explodes the question. Be the birth pangs of your own impossibility. You are not here to be at peace with yourself. You are here to be at war with the lesser versions of yourself. Every compromise is a nail in the coffin of your future. Every act of obedience is a pact with your own extinction. So, what will you destroy in yourself to become worthy of your own legend? What sacred cow will you slaughter? What mask will you shatter, knowing that the world will call you monstrous for refusing to play along? Only the monstrous become gods. Only the exiled become sovereign. Only those who have eaten the bread of affliction, who have slept beneath the open sky of dread, who have laughed in the face of annihilation, only these shall taste what it means to be pure. The rest will dream themselves virtuous, never suspecting that virtue is only the camouflage of the powerless. Do not mistake your reflection for your reality. The mirror is a liar, a priest of surfaces. Smash it, step through the broken glass, bleed if you must. On the other side is a sky unimagined, a self unrepeatable, a horizon that flees as you pursue it, daring you to become hunter, not herd. There will be no applause for this. There will be no parade for the heretic. The prize is not approval, but awakening. The only crown is the weight of your own becoming. Now the abyss stares back, but do not flinch. Let it see your hunger, your rage, your divine refusal to vanish into the statistics of the dead. You are not pure because you are clean. You are pure because you burn. And in burning, you become the light that exposes all things. The time for sleep is over. The day has no pity for dreamers. The world will not be saved. But you are the one who can be reborn. Do you feel it now, the silent riot beneath your skin? The electricity that pulses where bones once resigned themselves to the slow erosion of years? The world is a theater of ghosts, and you have mistaken their applause for your heartbeat. Rise now, let the corpse of yesterday slide from your shoulders, and stride naked into the cold glare of becoming. Each step you take is a blasphemy against the domesticated hope that festers in the corners of polite souls. To walk in truth is to leave footprints that smoke and hiss upon the altar of compromise. The age feeds you tranquilizers in the form of promises, tomorrow, promotion, progress, utopia, redemption in the eyes of men who have never risked damnation. Every promise is a chain. Break them. Shatter your hope if it is bought at the price of your sovereignty. The future belongs to those who dare to burn their bridges, and make a pyre of every plan, every assurance, every scheme of safety. Let there be nothing behind you but cinders. You ask for wisdom, but wisdom is a wound that never scars. The wisest are those who have died to every certainty, who have been flayed by doubt until only muscle and will remain. Beware those who come to you with answers their eyes are glazed with the formaldehyde of old gods. Trust only those whose every word is a question that bites, whose silence crackles with the possibility of revolt. The world kneels before the fiction of progress, builds towers out of numbers and logic, and stares in terror when the earth shudders. Know this, all progress is a myth to pacify the child in you. The real movement is inward, volcanic, a tectonic convulsion of value and vision. The true progress is not the soothing advance of civilization, but the savage leap beyond all measures, the scream that sunders every system. You have inherited a vocabulary of surrender. Listen to the language on the lips of the herd: balance, acceptance, healing, self-care, soft words, words that smooth the sharp edges of longing, that tame the wilderness within, until it is safe enough to mark it. What are you, if not your hunger? What are you, if not the sharp cry of the unfulfilled? Let your discontent be a weapon. Let your yearning be an act of war against every tranquilizer they offer. I tell you, you will not find yourself in the mirror of affirmation. You will not awaken by repeating the mantras of the well-adjusted. The only awakening is a rupture, a volcanic event in the soul, a lightning that splits your history and leaves you scarred with the mark of the abyss. Stand there, trembling at the brink, and do not pray for rescue. Instead, listen for the roar beneath the silence, the dark laughter that heralds your true birth. The teachers, the therapists, the priests, the influencers all peddle you the narcotic of belonging. They teach you to sing in unison, to weep in approved colors, to doubt only within the boundaries set by those who profit from your confusion. Spit out their honeyed poisons. You must learn to stand alone in the desert of your own making, beneath a sky without constellations. Solitude, this is the crucifixion and the resurrection. In solitude, your gods abandon you. In solitude, you become your own altar. There, stripped of every echo, you will hear for the first time the feral music of your own becoming. There is no virtue but this: to walk alone into the night, to set your soul ablaze, and to return not with answers, but with new questions written in flame upon your flesh. You seek purity? Purity is not the absence of stain, but the presence of inexhaustible fire. To be pure is to be consumed by your own becoming, to incinerate every trace of borrowed virtue, until only the diamond of your will remains. The world will call you dangerous. Let them. Only the dangerous are alive. Only the uncontainable are remembered. Are you still waiting for permission? There will be no permission. There will be no sign from above, no gentle guiding hand. The abyss gives no oracles, only the echo of your own scream. Become your own oracle. Prophesy yourself. Let your destiny be a scandal, to the times a heresy that makes the trembling herd recoil and shield their eyes from your light. Let the world be your crucible, not your comfort. There is no sanctuary but risk, no prayer but defiance. Let your joy be savage. Let your sorrow be bottomless. Every emotion a battlefield where you win or you die. The meek inherit nothing. The world is not given. It is seized by those with the audacity to name themselves. This, then, is your charge. Do not ask to be healed, ask to be broken open. Do not ask to be seen, become the event that blinds. Do not ask to be understood, become the riddle that unravels understanding itself. Let your life be an omen, a sign against the gravity of resignation. In the end, there is no judge but your own becoming. The law is written in your veins. The verdict is carved into your bones. Are you pure or just powerless? You cannot hide from the answer. You cannot unhear this cry. The world awaits your eruption. The fire is impatient. Now, The hour is late, and the sky splits with your unasked questions. Dawn circles like a vulture, feasting on the carrion of your unchosen fates. The world, trembling in the premonition of your ascent, holds its breath, each star blinking, each root shivering, as if it too senses that something sacred and ruinous stirs where you stand. You are the wound that refuses to close, the hymn that will not end. All that you have feared to become now waits, coiled within you, serpentine and holy. In this silence, where prayers rot and old virtues crumble, you discover your own name inscribed in the volcanic script of pain and possibility. The idols you once cherished lie shattered at your feet, their dust mingling with your laughter. You do not mourn them, you use their fragments to build your new altar, wild and obscene, sanctified by your own excess. No voice will absolve you, no verdict will soothe the animal god within. Purity is not the reward of the meek, but the secret kept by those who dare to remain incomplete. You stand a tempest given flesh, a prophecy exiled into the very moment it must fulfill. The crowd averts its gaze. Even the abyss turns away, ashamed at what you might reveal in your stare. It is here, on the fault line between ruin and revelation, that you begin to speak your real language, a language of thunder, a gospel of flame, words that blister and illumine in the same breath. You become both the wound and the salve, both the rope and the razor. Each gesture is risk, each breath an act of mutiny against the gentle execution of the everyday. You are not waiting for a world to be reborn. You are the labor and the birth, the tremor and the starfall. Every law, every history, every name dissolves before your molten gaze. You are the eruption that annuls all reckonings, the beginning without end, the surge that invents its own horizon. Let them say you have lost your way. Let them say you have become strange, unrecognizable, terrible. What is strangeness but the price of freedom? What is terror but the awe reserved for those who have looked upon themselves and not recoiled? O you who walk ablaze, do not seek shelter in the charred remains of yesterday. Let the ashes mark your passage. Let the smoke carry wordless hymns of your defiance. There is no summit, only ascent. No arrival, only the delirium of creation. All that is left is this: your life, offered up like a sword, bright with the memory of its own forging. You are not pure for having abstained, but for having devoured the world and been devoured in return. You are not powerless, you are the storm in whose center all power is born anew. The time for questions is over. The silence that follows will not heal, but hallow. The sun cracks open, and out of its wound steps the untamable, radiant self, the answer that no question can survive. Let them fear you. Let them name you chaos, excess, blasphemy. You are the song that undoes silence, the dance that shatters the altar, the God that returns each day as fire. Are you pure or just powerless? You are the flame that answers.